Hiya, Dr. Allison here. Can you do that with me? Come into the spaciousness, the non-doing, the non-active mode. Spaciousness is a main aspect that, and a main choice, and a main state for us to be creating this year that will really help us thrive more within the vibrational backdrop we're going to be living in and already are. Some of the qualities are more yin-like, so more of the empress sitting on your throne, allowing yourself to become more receptive and magnetic, being more in the perceiving, receiving intuitive guidance, perceiving it, discerning what is intuitive information versus just repeated storyline. In this spaciousness, in times of high energy, which we're living in an intense, amplification is one of the key words I've heard about this year. It's going to be fast moving, and our energy that we're focusing on within our self-talk, that we're then infusing into our life outwardly, it's going to be fast. And so it will be really helpful in these energetics that are so easy to co-create. And it's going to become increasingly easy to see how your thoughts are creating the outward reality, that it would really help you to have increased self-mastery over your self-talk. And I am talking about way beyond mindset work here, because to me, what I understand from my background of being a yoga meditation teacher and doing this for over 20, almost 30 years at this point, since I went to college for my bachelor's, really, there is toe dipping in the water of a big pool that I consider mindset work to be, and it's a great start, but there is so much behind the thoughts that you hear. We only hear approximately, depending on our practices, 15%, and I'm being generous there with the different stats and estimates that are out there, of the thoughts that actually exist in our consciousness. So the vast majority of where we're living from are the unconscious and subconscious stories, conclusions, karma, imprints, stuff that we're not hearing. That then actually becomes where we make our choices from. So many of you, you're all at different levels of the spectrum here of awareness and how much work you've done. So the level of consciousness that I find that I'm sensing and seeing will help maximize your thriving this year is to not need to have the how right away once you have an intuitive piece of guidance, and creating more space to have the intuitive guidance in the first place and to hear it, to receive it and perceive it and discern that this is my intuitive guidance and it's not just a thought. I'm going to be offering a bit more this year, I believe. All of the training with me at the mastermind level for the vibration upgrade practitioners in training or up-leveling is all about intuitive development. And you start that in magic manifestation and money flow, real clearing of the distorted storylines and the energy that what I call the back of the house consciousness that creates what you end up hearing and what you end up choosing and what you don't hear. But that's where so much of our potential is also located. So creating, I don't really want to get into all that, right? I have so many other videos talking about that. But creating a spaciousness with which you can have the softer, quieter whispers. I call it the intuitive voice, kind of like a parachute floating in, instead of the pounding of, the thoughts and the ego mind's intellect figuring stuff out, and so it being more in that receptive, softer place helps the intuition learn that you're a receiver. I mean, there's techniques I do that create that receptivity. So it's like a cell tower above your head for your intuition, the light saying, come here, come here. But in a general YouTube video, if you were to spend more time in a more expansive state, it signals even to your consciousness you're willing to honor both the yang and the yin of creation, and the yin being the more receptive, intuitive, divine feminine aspects within each of us, that the divine masculine is then the action, and that's also within each of us, that our world has us so much in operation of the divine masculine, the going, the actioning. And some people are weaker in that follow through, in the boundaries and in all the yang aspects, and some people are weaker in the yin. I know our world seems to be weaker overall. The global community we've now become seems to be more yang focused, the doing. It's still from that patriarchal paradigm that we're shifting out of and learning to honor the mystery again, the non-rational again. Not that everybody's going to become irrational, that's not at all what I'm saying, but that you can't figure something out, analyze it, and have a, that's it. So learning to live in that even surrender of the needing to know, and appreciating, not just allowing yourself to consider the mystery, but appreciating the mystery, appreciating the invisible forces behind all of existence that allows us to have these bodies that we can work with that are actually functioning miracles day in and day out. That expansiveness and some of these other qualities I'm talking about is really going to help us to, and again, I do so much of these energy processes on people who join my signature program, Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, so that you can do it automatically, increasingly in your field, signaling out to the unlimited possibilities, the field of what I've come to call the field of unlimited possibilities. I've renamed the field of the Tao that I learned so much about being a Qigong teacher and practitioner and living in Asia for 10 years. So it's like the expansiveness that we might each sit in and allow for and choose. That signals to and communicates to the greater field of unlimited possibilities more than the doing and the active choosing and the all that outward stuff. So developing that community with, and that communion, that communicating with the field of unlimited possibilities, or the invisible forces, or the mysterious forces of life, the divine, the universe, is going to cause a lot of ease for you and increased functionality and thriving this year. Namaste.